Okay, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It. Sorry that this has taken so long to get done. I feel like it's been a minute since my last episode. Which by the way, I need to recap. I need to just clarify some things about that because I was thinking about it and okay, let me just say this. First of all, I've been subpoenaed to no longer talk shit. I'm just kidding. But no, okay, but for real. So, what I wanted to say was like, and nobody is listening to this and nobody is like thinking this deep about it except me, but fuck it, I am and I'm gonna talk about it. Also, I know I look a mess. If you couldn't tell, I'm literally have been sick. Oh, my ringer's all the way up, buttoned up to the top. TOP. Um, anyways, so the point is, I just felt the need to clarify for my own sanity that, like, I don't wanna, like, get up on the internet and act like I'm some sort of man eater and, like, I fucking hate men and, like, all that stuff, which I will say everything that I did say in the episode, I am 100% standing on it, and I 100% meant every single thing that came out of my mouth. Trust. But I don't want it to be perceived as if I'm coming out of this place of like hurt and anger, which I feel that it could have been perceived that way, but that's not what I was trying to do. It was trying to be funny and like lighthearted because you know, it is kind of a one of those things where, it is a I guess a sore subject for a lot of people and fuck it. Like also the fact that so many people can relate to it, it's like I don't think it's that bad for every once in a while to poke fun at like all of the bad experiences I've gone through, okay? And I'm not necessarily trying to jab at people or whatever, but that is genuinely how I felt when I was going through those things. So I'm gonna say it. And maybe whatever. But the point is I don't want to be it to be perceived out of like hate and like I just like am just like giving off hate in my aura and like whatever because I believe like what you like radiate is like what you're gonna attract, like genuinely, like not even on some spiritual shit. Like that is true. And like I think one of the things that I pride myself on, and first of all, I wanted it to be the point of the episode, which I hope that some of you could understand was like when to put your foot down, you know what I mean? And I said that numerous times, but you know, I think that everybody has had experiences like the ones I've had and like the ones I've detailed. Um, and just knowing, especially as women, like when that shit is just too much and it's ridiculous and like to put your foot down and walk away. Like which is an extremely hard thing to do that to be honest, I myself haven't even mastered, but I just wanted to say that. And I also wanted to say that one of the things I genuinely pride myself on and somebody told me this a while ago and like genuinely it stuck with me and like um sorry, I cannot breathe out of my nose and okay. But the fact of like even through all of that, I am still going to be myself at the end of the day. And that sounds so blasé, but like just to go through everything that I have gone through and to be honest, that wasn't even all of it. So, just to go through everything I've gone through and still have the courage and I guess like the strength to be vulnerable with people because really when I like like I said, I'm not trying to be a man hater and be like, "Oh, fuck all these men," because like I don't have experiences like that all the time. Like I've been in many good experiences and stuff like that where you know half of my life experience I didn't even talk about because they haven't been all that bad. But anyways, the point is like having all of those experiences and still having the courage to be vulnerable with people is something that um people have said that they've appreciated in me. And like looking back on it now, like I think that is true and I think that one of my biggest like things or about myself or like biggest life lessons I try to teach people is like no matter like how somebody acts towards you or like what your initial instinct is to react out of anger or something like that is like to never act out of your own character and like Um, I just want it to be known that, like, I don't go around, like, doing this shit, okay? Like, I will admit, yes, sometimes men piss me off, and yes, sometimes they make me upset, and yeah, it is really easy to hate them a lot of the time. I'm not gonna lie. But I just don't want it to be perceived like I'm one of those, like, whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be, I wanted it to portray a lesson, and maybe it's because of whatever, but I don't know. I just wanted it to be known. I wanted that to be known. And like I said, I'm still standing on business. I still stand on what I said. I don't regret it. I just want to clarify some things. Anyways, okay. Now to get into me because um apparently I have a lot going on. I've been working, sick as fuck. Um yeah, a few life updates, but first, I think the point of this episode that I want to get into is just kind of a recap. This is the fifth episode, so we're like halfway through. I think I'm gonna do 10 episodes for like the first quote unquote season, whatever, I don't know. And just kind of take it from there. But anyways, as a recap, I just kind of want to I went back and listened to the first episode a couple days ago. Um and genuinely just so much has changed. Not even really, but what I will say is that it has been like I'm not even saying like a lot of people listen to this and like whatever and like I'm gonna blow up and like whatever. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. But I will say that like a few people have reached out and like said that they've listened to it and like I have people and friends supporting me and whatever and like truly that actually means so much to me and that sounds so fucking like stupid and cheesy to say, but like it's true and like I have just like oh my god, like some people like wrote me some messages and like I just thought that like it was just so like it was like I can't even explain it to you because it just validated something in me in the sense of like okay, I'm not a fucking crazy person, like other people are going through this too, like and it can seem like such a superficial first level like problem whatever. But you know, it wasn't to me like when I was going through it firsthand. So that's why I don't know, it really just meant a lot and like especially now to kind of like be out of that place and knowing like other people listen to it and have literally said, "Oh my god, like this I thank you for this because like I don't feel like a crazy person anymore." Like and you know, so that kind of like just I don't know, it felt nice because I was like, okay, like that was the point. That was the message. That was what I wanted to, you know, get through to people. So it was nice that one of my episodes could do that. Um but yeah, sorry. But anyways, so in the spirit of like that episode being real, I kind of like wanted this to be real, which is why I kind of started off by specifying like, hey guys, I'm not a man hater, I'm a real ass bitch, okay? Sometimes I cry too. Bad bitches cry too, period, okay? But anyways, so in the spirit ooh, guys, I got my tea here with me because I'm sick as fuck. This shit is about to burn me, I already know. Oh god. Ooh, that shit's hot. Okay, let me put that back down. Anyways, so in the spirit of being real, I have like literally been trying to like find a topic that I could get really deep into on, and like the first episode was so easy for me because I was like, I feel so heavily about this that I know I can go and like get have some depth into it, and like I've been like, oh, like what's a topic I can do that on? I feel like sometimes I just yap and it's like stupid and I don't know, and then I was like, oh my god, I have this one thing that I just can't fucking ever seem to get rid of named anxiety. And you know what? Everybody else has it too. So maybe I should talk about that. So let's talk about it. Also, let's talk about how I look like a fucking founding father. Because I have been sick, I haven't been able to wash my hair. And I'm not saying I'm a dirty bitch because I'm not one of those. But it's like my hair is like wet right now and I wasn't gonna do my curly routine, you know? Anyways, so that's why I look like a founding father. But as long as y'all know and y'all don't care, great. I don't either. Just be happy I don't have my bonnet on. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of get into that topic because obviously I feel like a lot of people can relate. And this has just been something that, in light of everything I've been going through, like post grad, everything just in life, has become a serious topic for me. Um, and so yeah, so I don't even really know where to begin, but um, yeah, I think that I'm just one of those people that have always had anxiety, but my personality type is in it's just like I like to take a lot of things on my own. I like to fix everything. I like to be in control of things. I don't like to let there be a problem. And all of these things are great in a small scale. I unfortunately have them on a raging scale that I just don't, I have no control over. So, yeah, like I said, I think I've just always been one of those people that has had this and just has tried to play it off, has tried to mask it as something else, has tried to do a lot of things just to kind of I don't know, like I don't really like to admit that there's problems. I don't like causing issues. I don't like being problematic with people, especially including myself. So it's just kind of one of those things where if you don't say there's a problem, then there's not a problem. And that only really I've noticed gets you so far in life because um there came a point in time, especially recently, when I was like, oh my god, like I have all of this emotion and I don't even know what to do with it. I can't even see in front of it's like my eyes are open and I can't see in front of me because everything is just clouding my mind and my judgment that like I don't even know, like there's so many thoughts racing at once, like, um like I said, I think I've just always been like this, and I don't really know why I've just let it be a normal thing for me. Like I don't know why I don't want to be so dramatic when I say this, but I don't know why um choose to allow myself to suffer knowing that there is a fix and I just don't take it. Because like I just said, if I don't do it, if I don't fix it, then there's not a problem. So, yeah. But I just remember literally in my earliest years, like I have just been a high strung bitch always through and through. Um and like I don't really know why. I just think I have. And um yeah, and so then recently when I was going through all this stuff, like that was the thing that was driving a lot of it was anxiety. It was just these thoughts and like my mind just kept racing and racing, racing about all the possibilities, but it's never about something good. It's always about how my life is going to go wrong and how I'm going to fail and how I'm going to let myself down. And it's just like this spiral that I go into that just drives me into some sort of like I like just break down, you know? And anxiety for me, like I said, I've just never really liked to admit that I have it. I will say that I don't really know. Like, here's the other thing. I have tried to go to therapy. I have tried. Um, I have honestly never had a good experience with a therapist ever. And I've tried like a couple others. First of all, one of them says some crazy shit to me. The other one was this older woman who would not remember anything I would tell her. So I would have to sit there and rehash the same like trauma, the same whatever over and over and over for her so that we could get back to square one that we started 5 meetings ago. It was also one of those things where I felt like I think I'm an emotionally aware person most of the time. Obviously, there's nuances, and obviously, you know, I've had my moments. Everyone has their moments where, maybe I'm not the most emotionally intelligent person and like I still think I'm young. I have a lot to learn, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Okay. Wording label, whatever. Okay. Um, but like it was just one of those things where it's like I can look at my behavior and be like, okay, yeah, I know I do that because of this. And they're like, "Yeah, so how's that make you feel?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know that. Like, I don't want you to ask me how it makes me feel. Obviously, it doesn't make me feel fucking great if I'm sitting here talking to you about it right now, or else we wouldn't fucking be here." But like, what am I supposed to do to fix it? Like, tell me to fix it. And it's just like they can never give me a fix. Like, I don't want you to soothe me. I don't want you to do that. I don't need you to do that. I also, because of just the way I am, the way I'm wired, it's hard for me to open up to people, like, genuinely. And so it's like when you're asking me to do that, like, girl, I don't even know you like that. I don't know you like that. Like, if that check runs out, are you still gonna soothe me? No. So why would I open up to you? Ah, I'm just playing, but like, it's true. Like, I can't. And so I don't want you to soothe me. I don't want you to. I literally want you to give me a solution. I know there's a problem. I know why I do it. I can't, for some reason, rewire the way that my brain thinks. So what? And then it's like, well, let's get you on Adderall because I also have ADHD. But okay, so and then this is the thing about the ADHD. So like I tried, like, because first of all, women with ADHD, so many things are not talked about enough in it and all of this stuff. And like I gaslight myself into thinking I don't have it because they're like, "Oh, well, I don't know, you don't seem like you have ADHD because I'm not a boy, okay? Like I'm not a boy. I'm not going to get up and like literally my somebody told me this. They were like, "Well, girls don't act the same way with boys that have ADHD. Like I'm not going to get up in the class and cause a disruptance while, a boy might." I sit there, I daydream, I don't listen to anything, but somehow my brain is still listening, so I'm passing all the tests. I don't even know how I'm doing it. I don't. Um, and I'm doing good in class because of my anxiety that is driving me to academically succeed and the fear of letting myself and my peers and my family down. But I have such raging anxiety, but I get overwhelmed when I have too many projects, so I leave them all for the last minute, which makes me more overwhelmed. And I'm like explaining this dynamic, and somebody's like, "Yeah, you have ADD," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah." But then they were trying to get me on Adderall, and this was when I was like, very athletic, very into sports, and running track 6 out of the 7 days a week. And I was like, yeah, I literally cannot afford to not eat, or else I will keel over and pass away. Like seriously. So I opted not to do that, so they couldn't give me a formal diagnosis for that. Like I'm not trying to be like, oh my god, I have all these like things, but I feel like that's ADHD is like pretty common. Everybody has that. Um, so yeah, so that's like I think another factor that just it, you know circles into feeds into why I am the way that I am. Um, but anyways, back to the anxiety. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I have ADHD because I sit in front of a fucking camera and talk nonstop for 30 minutes. Like if that wasn't reason enough. But so the thing about the anxiety, so I've seen things about having different therapy, but I think those are just kind of hard and not so available. I've been trying to look into that because like I said, like this phase of my life has been to a point where it has caused I've finally had the opportunity to sit alone with my anxiety. That's the thing. I've had the opportunity because I don't have school, I don't have anything else really distracting my brain. So it's literally just me with my anxiety, and that has kind of made me realize how much I put it off, or how much I kind of like use my life to distract myself from it, and I don't deal with it, and now I'm like, sitting alone with it, and it's just like damn, I finally realized it. And I'm also one of those people that this doesn't really go for my closer friends because I don't think I'm afraid to let them see it, especially like recently, like I think we've all like kind of related into how we've all kind of realized that we have this issue. So that has been nice. But I have hid my anxiety from people. I hide it from, I don't know why it just came out like that. I hide it from like my family. Like I don't know why. I don't know. Like, and when I say I hide it from people, like for example, I was in a relationship, and I I like had said like, "Oh, I have anxiety," and like even when I'm like sitting here talking about it for so long, I'm like, That's not real. That's not real." And like I will try to do that, I guess, to cope. I don't really know why, but I don't know. And you know, I don't know. Maybe it's my fault because I wasn't so open and honest about it. But day, I had this like panic attack, like full blown panic attack. But it was weird because I also blacked out, so like I didn't remember having it, but I did in fact have a full blown panic attack that my friends told me about, and I kind of like remembered it. But like I said, I was also drinking, but like I don't know why I got so anxious, but I freaked out, and I just never told him about it, and it was just, like, one of those things I just kept to myself, and I was like, "Why do I just, like" and I'm not saying I have to go and tell you everything, but it's just, like, I didn't feel comfortable enough to say something because I was like, "Oh, if I do that, then it's gonna be this whole thing, and, like, I don't know, then I'm not gonna, like, be not perfect, but, like, I'm not gonna." I mean, this was a while ago, so it was just I don't know, I didn't wanna stare the person away, and, like, ultimately, the things that I mentioned earlier, like how I am just so, um what did I say to describe myself? Like, I'm just kind of like, I have to kind of have a not control over everything, I don't wanna say I'm a control freak because half the time I don't give a shit what goes on, but I just have these things that I know that I act the way that I act because of this, and so it was like, um I can't really be in the moment. I can't really live life without a plan. And I have tried to work on that. And I think that I've been through a lot of life's lessons where I've learned that, especially like this situation that I'm referring to. And that's something that, like, after like reflecting, I've realized, like, okay, like that was one of those times where I needed to let go and let life just be life and let it be what it was. And like, that's what it was. And like, you just cope with it. But like, for me, it's like, no, if there's a plan, there's a vision, there's a way. And like I just get so into it, and it's a great thing because it's gotten me far in life. Like I'm moving and achieving all these things because of that same drive, but sometimes it's just so overpowering when people don't really need that. And so it kind of it's like this double-edged sword or something. I don't know, like it's like it, the anxiety, I don't know if anxiety is what drives it. I don't know what it is, but it's like I think if I'm in control of it, then maybe it won't go as bad, which is I don't know why I believe that because that's never proven to be true ever. Um, but yeah, so like I don't know, and like it just kind of the anxiety scares me and the fucking other people. So then it's just like, well, fuck, now we're here, and what the hell do we do now? But um, yeah, so like I had just been in this position where you know, I just wanted something and I was like, okay, this is the plan, this is this, and this is whatever. And it was like the first time somebody had checked me and been like, no, um, this is not how life works. Like, not that this is not how life works, but in the sense of like, just let life be life and like whatever happens happens. And I'm honestly kind of thankful for that because it just I've tried to use that a lot more now, like letting things just be what they are sometimes, and that's just it. And just and it really helps because then you're not like thinking about things too deeply because it's sometimes it's just life and that's just what it is. And like I literally have said this to my friends now and all this stuff because that was such a driver in my anxiety where it was like, oh, I gotta do all these things a certain way, and it's like, now I'm here in this position and it's like I literally did everything that I needed to do and all the steps and all the plans and all this shit I fucking spent planning and freaking out over, and look what happened. Nothing worked out the way I thought it would, and here I am now. Um and that's just life, and that can be the greatest thing, and so I'm kind of glad that I've come to learn that recently. Um but yeah, I think that I don't know, I just wanted to be real. I don't know. I feel like I haven't like sat down and really ranted and talked about something that actually like affected me or like I actually cared about since honestly kind of the first episode. Like I care about that whole like fuckboy free shit cuz it's true, but I don't know. I just feel like this allows me to be a little more raw because I'm not really stepping on anybody else's toes except my own. Um, and I don't care. And also, when I wake up from whatever manic episode I'm experiencing, airing out all my personal shit on the internet, and I fucking have another anxiety attack about this shit, at least we can all have a good laugh, okay? Um, at that point. Um, but yeah, I think that I don't know. I just like the thing about the anxiety is like everyone's like, well, just don't do that. Just don't think that way. Okay, yeah. If it was that, oh, thanks. Thanks for that bright idea. If that was the case, don't you think I would have already fucking tried that? I know. I just can't stop. I cannot stop. They're like, oh, when you're spiraling, just stop. Girl, no, because somehow I'm gonna end up thinking that the dino like, the asteroid is gonna hit and the world is gonna end, like, I cannot like, and I'm not saying it's that serious, but, like, it'll take one thing to set me off, and I'm like, oh lord, here it comes, it's coming on," and I will just flip my shit. Not really, I don't really have, like, breaking out, anxiety attacks where I'm like, you know, shit is hitting the fan. I just kind of like sit there and like secretly I'm like having an actual breakdown in the corner and everyone's like just talking amongst themselves and I'm like, fuck. But I don't know. I've been talking about it a lot with my friend because I think that she's kind of like not going through the same thing, like, but we've just both been talking about it and we're like, bitch, we need some Lexapro. Not really. I don't I don't know. The whole point is like I just want to get to a point where I'm just able to live my life. And like I don't really know if that makes sense, but just kind of in the way of like I don't know, like there's always like some barrier that's kind of like holding me back because I'm always thinking about the what if, but it's not the what if what it goes right, it's the what if what it goes wrong. And like I really, really want to change my perspective on that, and I think I've been trying to do that and I catch myself doing it and I don't really know why I don't think that good things will happen to me, and that sounds so crazy to say out loud, but it's true. Like I don't know why. It's really hard for me to believe that something good will happen to me when I have all these good things happening to me in my life. And so I've been really trying to like I think also a lot of it is that we take a lot of what we have for granted. So I've been trying to be grateful for things and just appreciate what I have in this life right now because this is the outcome if everything went right because that's what I am living right now. You know what I mean? I've had so many life experiences and like generally I've had a good life and sorry. Um and I think that it's just so easy, especially like when you have anxiety, to take all that for granted because it convinces you that everything is going to go wrong for you and that you're not doing good enough and all of these things are wrong with you and whatever. And that's not true because if that were the case, then I wouldn't be here right now, you know? I've done so many things. I've studied abroad. Like I've graduated. I don't really I can't name a lot of things right now, but trust there are some. And like I have a roof over my head. I have food and like those are just things that people would kill to be in my position to have. And so I honestly think sometimes that anxiety is selfish because it's just like convincing us that we're not good enough when we are because we have I don't know if that makes sense, but do you know what I'm saying? Like I am deserving of these things basically, you know? Um and yeah, so like I said, it's just kind of hard to come to a place where it's like, I'm deserving of good things and like instead of, hey, like this could go wrong and this could go wrong, okay, well if this could go right and that could go right. And I still think I am grateful for being such a like when I have a plan and I have a vision, I want to carry it out because I think that is like the one time the things that like being this way is like and it's not even anxiety. I think it's just how I am as a person, works out because it's like no, I know I deserve this, I know I want this, so let me make the plan and let me do this to get there. But like I said, sometimes that can be overwhelming. Um, but to be honest, I am the only one that kind of experiences that. Like when I get something in my head, it's really hard for me to get it out. Like that's how I ended up moving to Spain because I had to do it. So I did it. Um, well, I'm doing it, but and even that, it's like I'm thinking like, what if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't happen? What if this goes wrong? What if this I can't get this or get that? Just all of these things, and it's like, okay, well, you will, and everything good will happen for you. And that sounds so dumb to say, but I really do believe that the more you believe it, the more it will come to you. Um, Okay, guys, sorry. I'm filming an outro really quick because the microphone keeps dying, and I'm sorry. And I've literally filmed this 3 times already, so sorry if I don't release the video version of this. Not that any of y'all give a fuck, but I literally look sick and ill, so if you don't see me, that's probably better for you. Um, and yeah, anyways, I will see you guys again next week, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this because I actually just aired out all my personal business. So, see you guys next week. Bye.